early, but I just want to get it done to basically show some issues. So as you guys know, I make Castle Grayskull floors and walls all the time. It's one of my things that I've been doing for a while, and I offer them in multiple ways, either painted, unpainted, and and sometimes people can even choose their color. One guy even one time chose a color purple for some reason. I'm not sure what that was all about, but he got his purple floors. But I'm going to talk about some woes of printing, because 6 weeks ago I started a journey where somebody wanted to buy some floors, and I'm like, sure, no problem. And he says, yep, I wanted a painted set, and I'm like, great. So I went ahead and put it on eBay like I always do with the 6-week turnaround. And he's like, surely it's not going to take the full 6 weeks. And I'm thinking to myself, no, it's not going to take the full 6 weeks. And I got a huge jump start on it. I was like, yes. And I got them all printed. And it was all ready to go. And they sat and they sat. And I didn't get around to them. And finally, somebody who is one of our interns here, he was like, hey, I could use some extra cash. If you want, I will work on those floors and finish them for you. I said, great. So I wrote up all these instructions, exactly how to do the floors, how to do the walls. I had step-by-step instructions of, first you paint them black first you sand them down with a big old scouring brush that we use for cleaning grills. Then you sand them lightly after that, and then you resin coat different parts of it, fix any open gaps, any open holes with the resin, sand that down, wet sand, 400 grit sandpaper, then spray it with black, flat black, primer, then spray it with gray primer, then coat it with the green spray paint that I use, then finally paint it with a green wall paint that I use that matches the castle color, and then clear coat the whole thing with 8 coats. Now, that's for the floors. The walls are similar, but just no resin and one less coat of primer. So I sent him off, and he drove away, and I was all happy thinking, all right, this will be done perfect. It will look good when it's all done. I know this guy's going to do an awesome job. And so then he goes, hey, you forgot to give me the green floor paint. I'm like, okay, that happens. I forgot to give you that. So I'll take the parts back. I'll finish them up. No problem. So I get them back, and I'm looking at this first wall. And I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, something just does not look right to me. I couldn't figure out what it was. Now this is the first green before I make it match. You can see it doesn't quite match yet, but it's getting close. Let me go and turn this light on. How do I turn the light on here? I did it last time accidentally, so I should be able to do it on purpose now. There we go, bing. And as you can see, it does not match exactly yet. That's the final green coat I put on before I do the clear coats. But I was thinking, this does not seem to have enough curve in it. I thought, well, that's kind of weird. So I compared it to one of my other ones, and sure enough, the curve is quite a bit different. It's like, whoa, there's no way this is going to fit. You can see the contour is not even close. So I'm not sure what happened, whether the guy put him in the oven to try to cook on the paint, or if it got in the sun too long, or in his car too long. But the shape of this no longer matches the shape of the floors. And I'm like, oh, man. Now, yes, I could have gone and got a hairdryer and bent it and put it all back to normal. But whatever was done to this, I think the damage was too far gone. The other piece he happened to give me that he gave back ended up snapping and breaking right here. And he tried to glue it, but it's just a really bad glue job. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. I really appreciate you gluing it, but I can't give glued parts. So I thought, okay, at least the floors will be awesome. And so I went, and sure enough, both walls the same way. They actually match, which is kind of funny. They actually look like they were done together. And I know these fit before, because 6 weeks ago I made a video showing they fit just right. So then I was looking at the floor pieces, and the floor pieces, now they always look rough on the bottom. That's no big deal. Not too big of a deal with that. And these ones weren't too bad. But then I looked at the large piece, and you could see and you could feel there's like bumps in here. So whatever he did, and also it didn't sit flat anymore. It kind of sat at a weird kind of rocking. And I'm like, well, I can't sell them like that. So all the pieces were a bust. and I had to start from scratch. Bum, bum, bum. I'm like, man. So I did. I reprinted all the parts, and these are the new parts. Just finished them today. Now the paint's not 100% solid on them, so I'm not going to mail until tomorrow. Give it a chance to fully set up. But I wanted to do a fit check on these parts before I mail them out, and that's what this video is all about. Now this part was already done. This is one I'm just going to slap in there because it is already perfect and ready to go. And then we have our floors. Let's go ahead and check these out. I feel bad for the guy too, because it's like he's been waiting so long for these parts. And so I learned a couple lessons. One is don't farm out my work. No one will do it as good as you will do it. So I learned that the hard way. And I remember in the past, people used to always tell me, they said, "Hey bro, do you know why we buy your stuff?" And I'm like, no. They said, "Because we know you make it with love." And I always love that people think that about me and the work I do. And it's true though, when I do something, I want it to be to the utmost it can possibly be. And so yes, I do put a lot of extra love into the parts that I build. So I guess people are noticing that. All right, look at that. Look at that nice green match. Ooh, and then these go in just like so. I want to be careful not to scratch the paint because, like I said, it's still a little bit tacky. It's got to sit till tomorrow morning. Fit. There we go. There's one wall. And then here is the other wall. There we go. And then, like I told you, I gave you this free bonus wall because you didn't order it, but you're going to want it because it holds up this front. You can see this front piece right here. And the reason why I designed these was to support these. That was the main purpose of these. So you're going to want this extra front wall just to raise that right up there. Just like that. Raise the roof. All right. And those look amazingly good like they're supposed to. Now with all 3D prints, you will, of course, always have little print lines. That is a given. You're not going to get away from that. But there you go. There's your finished set, and they'll be going out tomorrow. First thing. I'll be packing them first thing in the morning, and then they'll be shipped off to the post office. All right, I know it's kind of a short video. Let's see, Luis, thanks for joining us. This is Skeletor's doing. I just can't believe how those are so messed up. I don't even know what happened. I mean, it could have been on the car ride over. It was a hot day. I know he kept them in his car for a little extra long. I know he talked about doing them outside, and maybe it was the sun, but the temperatures to melt that like that is pretty high. So I'm not sure what happened. And like I said, at first I thought I printed them wrong, but then I remember I did the video showing the fit check of them before when I first got them printed like 5 weeks ago. So my 6-week mark is in 2 days to get these mailed off. So tomorrow, it was 1 day early. Hooray, I got them done early, but not as early as he was probably hoping for. So there they are. So cool. So cool. And so you can see the fit to the doorways. So anybody who's watching that has not gotten my floor sets, I will not be doing any more painted ones. It's just, I just don't have the time to paint these all up and resin coat them and anything else. I know I charge a lot for the painted ones, but this is the last set of painted floors and walls I'll be doing. I will give you, I have videos I've already made, the exact formula to order this paint from the paint store of how to mix it so it can match. So you'll get that. It's already in some videos I've already made. And so if you want to paint your own, you can. And if you decide you want a floor set, you can even let me know what color you want. And there is some various colors I use. I now use PLA Plus, so we're limited on the colors. There's not as many different colors as there are for just standard PLA. But the PLA Plus is a stronger plastic, and I think it works a lot better for making the floors a whole lot sturdier. So PLA Plus is what I'm using now. Anyway, that's all I got. Thanks for joining me and hearing my woes. The woes of 3D printing. But that is it. Let me go and try something really quick. Let me pull this off of here carefully. carefully remove the parts. Like I said, I can feel they're just ever so slightly still just a little bit tacky. I need to let them dry some more. I want to swap these triangles around. So I'm not totally liking this gap right here on this side. Hopefully it doesn't look that way once I swap them. It might just be my table. That's why I kept pushing on my table to see. It feels like everything's kind of slid on my table a little bit. Yeah, I'm thinking it's my table causing that gap because it's tight at the bottom but loose at the top. When you press on it, you can see it presses into the table. And I got all this cloth on it. And see, this side fits tight. That's weird. That's so funny how both of them do that. All right. Anyway, they will be shipped off tomorrow morning. Or at least sometime tomorrow. It depends on when the mailman comes. I'll make sure to include this too. Doo-doo-doo. All right. Let's see any more comments. Nope, no more comments. Anyway, thanks for joining me, you guys, and I will see you guys next video. And if you do 3D printing stuff, let me know. I've seen some really awesome 3D prints lately from some of the fans here that are just amazing. And so keep up the good work. There's been some just amazing stuff made. And like they say in the 1987 movie, good journey. Hey, focus, 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 focus. Why won't it focus? There we go. Good journey. Bye now.